Just hours to go before the polls close, we tell you what Oklahomans are saying after their vote. And tense moments at a polling place in Louisiana, find out what happened. Plus, get that coat out. Our weather team says winter weather could be headed our way. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Stone Weber.
And I'm Addie Crawford. It's election day and polls close in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
County election officials say they are seeing a solid stream of voters similar to the presidential election in 2020. OU Nightly's Austin Pratt joins us live with what voters are saying as they leave the polls. Austin?
Addie, Stone, those at the polls today say it comes down to candidate stances on inflation and education for who they cast their ballot for. Many issues are influencing votes.
Of course, inflation is on everybody's mind.
I would say the economy and education are kind of the main things that affected me today. So there's been huge rising prices, mainly due to inflation.
Yeah, education. That's kind of like my main issue.
The voters who spoke with me about their decisions share who they voted for and why.
I voted for the Governor Stitt, and because he was a businessman, he can't be responsible. Well, I mean, the ads were insidious.
Hofmeister, mainly because the issues Stitt has had with tribal sovereignty in particular.
I voted for Joy Hofmeister because I think, again, since education is kind of what's really important to me right now, and I feel like she is an advocate for public education.
The governor race in Oklahoma is expected to be a close one and will come to an end soon. Polls close at 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure to bring a form of identification. Your tribal ID can also be used as a form of identification. Reporting live, Austin Pratt, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Austin. Last-minute voters could be waiting in lines out of the doors at some locations. Our OU Nightly meteorologist Josh Duncan joins us now. And Josh, could these voters be seeing any extreme weather?
Well, Stone, the scattered rain showers that we had earlier this morning have now moved out of our state, and now we are all dealing with the warm weather. It's 75 degrees in Norman, 78 right now in Lawton, but no, there will not be any issues getting out to the polls this evening. We're going to be staying dry and temperatures staying warm as well, falling into the upper 60s by around 7 o'clock with a mainly cloudy sky. We have another warm day on the way for tomorrow, but then some big changes moving in when it will start feeling like January outside coming up. Addie?
Thanks, Josh. Voting is underway in the Sooner State, and one thing is still surprising Oklahomans. OU Nightly's Gabriela Tumani is live with what some OU professors say we could see following tonight's results.
Addie, Stone, Oklahoma Election Day is here, and one thing is still surprising many Oklahomans. Poll numbers are changing quickly, and there could be some surprises tonight. And the question that remains, could one of the reddest states in the country see a change in its color for the first time in decades?
It has been really surprising to see the polls jumping all over the place, or, two polls come out on the same day with vastly different findings.
Some polls are showing something surprising. The governor's race is closer than anyone expected. Political science professors at the University of Oklahoma say a lot of factors could be impacting this scenario.
This is an effort to sort of lay out a marker and say we're trying to compete seriously for that middle and win over a large percentage of it.
Professor Charles Finacaro says Joy Hofmeister's statewide reputation and her emerging as a moderate Democrat could be in her favor on this race.
The question is, can she sort of break through that ceiling that Democrats have faced statewide for a number of years now. It's been many years since a Democrat has won statewide in Oklahoma.
But Governor Stitt is sticking with his conservative stance on hot-button issues like abortion, inflation, and job creation. Potential red meat to get his conservative base out to vote.
You're making that jobs argument to people who are kind of undecided because you want them to show up and vote for you. You're making those red meat partisan arguments to people who are extremely conservative because you know they'll vote for you if they show up.
But the close numbers on this race also make Oklahomans question something else.
the accuracy of Oklahoma polls.
A number of the polls that we've seen in the Oklahoma governor's race is those polling organizations are not super well known. They're not graded by 538.
Political scientists argued that election watchers should not count on only one poll for an accurate snapshot of a political horse race. They recommend looking at polling averages used by national polls such as Real Clear Politics and 538.com. Gabriela Tumani, Gaylor News.
You still have time to go out and cast your vote. Polls close at 7 p.m., but you just have to get in line before that time. Reporting live from the North Oval, Gabriela Tumani, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Gabriela. We're roughly 2 hours away from the polls closing.
OU Nightly will be live at 7 p.m. with special election coverage and following the election results. We'll also have team coverage at various election parties. And an OU fraternity is helping out Norman's animal welfare in a fun way.
Stick around to see some cute dogs when OU Nightly returns. About paying for that blue check mark, then you're going to have to wait.
That's right, we'll tell you all about that story and more science and technology news.
We'll be covering Oklahoma's elections, but nationally the races are heating up.
Donovan England has more on that in the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
Yes, Addie. Tonight, the Republican Party is hoping to steal back control of both chambers of Congress. The Democratic Party currently controls the House and Senate. Many political scientists are looking at the state of Georgia to determine the Senate. If every race goes as predicted, Democrats will have 49 seats, not including Georgia. Republicans will have 50 seats. Polling precincts here in the heartland remain open and safe, but a precinct in Louisiana received a bomb threat earlier today. Police in Louisiana say the threat came after two campuses received robocall threats last week. Today's threats drove voters to evacuate and reroute to another polling location. According to CNN, authorities are investigating the calls. And on a lighter note, the record $2.04 billion Powerball lottery jackpot, that's a mouthful, was sold in the Los Angeles area. I wish I could say that's where I bought my ticket. This makes for a ticket holder the winner of the world's largest lottery prize ever. The $1 billion prize has a cash value of $997.6 million. And back to political business, Californians statewide are voting on a ballot proposal that plans to tax the wealthiest Californians to help pay for electric vehicle tax incentives. Back to you all.
Thanks, Donovan. OU's Delta Tau Delta fraternity is helping out Norman's animal welfare with its Delt Dogs philanthropy event. I was there at the Delt House to capture it all.
Hi. He wants to give hugs.
Oh, we're out here at the Delta Dogs event. Norman Animal Welfare brought a few dogs for these guys to have out here at the event, and they're getting plenty of time with people and other dogs.
We're also grilling some hot dogs, so we call it Delt Dogs. You get to see some dogs, have a hot dog, and hang out with the Delts.
Helps them get adopted. Like when we have more information about these dogs and who they're good with, then we can get them adopted.
The issue is that I want to adopt them all.
Here are the t-shirts we're selling for the event. Here's the front of it. It has our letters, has the year, and here's the back. We got some cute puppies playing football. And we're selling them for $25. All the proceeds go to benefit the Norman Animal Welfare Center.
Sweet puppy.
OU, which embodies Norman, we wanted to find the shelter that embodied Norman as well.
I think they're having a good time.
Addie Crawford, OU Nightly.
If you're looking for a new addition to your family, adoption fees have been waived at the Norman Animal Welfare Center.
Twitter is delaying the rollout of its new paid Blue subscription. Summer Miller has that and more in science and technology.
Here's some good news for those with a blue check mark. Twitter is holding off on adding that fee until after midterm elections. For $8 a month, anyone can pay for the verifications. But critics of the subscription say this could lead to consequences like impersonations. The new iPhone might not make it under your Christmas tree this holiday season. It's all due to a COVID outbreak happening in China inside of Apple's biggest supplier. Apple says as of right now, shipments of the new iPhones will be temporarily impacted. And happening here in Norman, OU just announced their plans to expand the aviation program. This initiative will allow the next freshman class triple the number of flying options. Along with this, $10 million will go into replacing the 19 aircraft fleet to 28 new aircrafts. And Stone, Addie, instruction at Norman Public Schools is continuing without technology following a ransomware attack on Friday. The school says they will update students and parents when new information comes.
Thanks, Summer. The city's warming shelter has opened its doors,
meaning some unhoused people will have a safe place to stay outside of the elements. Stay tuned for the impact it's already having.
And Josh, I know I haven't had to bring out my jacket recently. Will I need my jacket coming anytime soon?
Well, Stone, you certainly won't need it tomorrow and probably not for most of Thursday, but yeah, we are tracking some big time changes, much colder weather on the way. We'll show you when it moves in coming up next. Well, we had a little bit of rain move across parts of the state this morning, but that is all now gone and skies are now mainly cloudy. Here's a live look at the campus cam over the south oval here at the University of Oklahoma. Current temperature is warm, 75 degrees. Notice the dew point up to 66. That's why it feels a little bit sticky outside, because the humidity has been increasing for today. And taking a look at current temperatures across the rest of the country, much of the nation is experiencing way above average numbers here. It's 80 in Memphis, but I want to draw your attention to the Pacific Northwest. We've got a major cold blast developing, and this is the air mass that's going to be pushing south across much of the rest of the country later on this week. For this evening, we have temperatures in the low 70s falling into the upper 60s, still sticking with a lot of clouds, but not expecting any more rain for today, and a southeast wind right around 10 miles per hour. And overnight tonight, temperatures not falling off too much. It'll still be in the mid 60s for most areas out the door tomorrow morning, so it is going to be a very mild start to the day coming up on Wednesday. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll have a partly cloudy sky and temperatures even warmer than today. How about highs in the upper 70s? Coming up for Wednesday, south winds will be breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Could have some gusts, 25 to 30 miles per hour throughout the day. So we're dry tomorrow, but already tracking our next storm system set to arrive on Thursday. Here it comes. We should be dry in the morning, but later in the day, showers and thunderstorms will begin to develop in central and eastern Oklahoma. Western parts of the state look to stay dry, and then this will push out as we head into Thursday night. And so we're warm before the rain. Here's the picture. Look at all the warm air, but watch what happens after the rain moves through. Temperatures fall throughout the day Thursday, and then some big time cold looks to set up across not only Oklahoma, but much of the central part of the country. Here it comes by Friday morning. Wind chills in the upper 20s. We're going to have a strong northerly wind, so you'll definitely want the winter coat coming up for Friday morning. And not only on Friday, but for the next 2 weeks, it looks like we'll have a lot of temperatures below average, getting into more of a winter time pattern here over the next couple of weeks. Let's take a look at it. Your 7-day forecast shows another very nice day on the way for tomorrow. Very warm, just a little bit windy. Then Thursday, this high of 70 degrees will probably be around midday. So falling temperatures as we get into the afternoon. 35 Friday morning with wind chills in the 20s, and then we're talking about highs in the 40s and low 50s for Friday into next weekend. And then another storm system early next week could bring a few snowflakes to parts of Oklahoma. Addie?
Thanks, Josh. Norman's temporary replacement for the city-run warming homeless shelter is now open. Food and Shelter opened the doors to a friend's house on November 1st. The warming shelter has 40 beds for unhoused individuals who need a safe place to stay the night away from all the harsh weather elements.
I came in on Wednesday morning after our first night, and a young man that I know, his name is David, came up to me and said, "I feel like a new man."
Doshier says a friend's house is only the beginning, and they are currently looking to purchase a permanent shelter in the nearby future.
And what does OU men's basketball and the rapper Eminem have in common?
OU Nightly's Jimmy Wicks has the answer in sports.
The Sooners broke a record that dates back to 8 Mile, and the 15th ranked women's basketball team sets record in their opener. Stick around to find out more. Hello, I'm Jimmy Wicks, and it's time for sports. In the Big 12 era, the Sooners have never lost to West Virginia. Brent Venables sees opportunity to keep the streak going in Morgantown.
We still got a great opportunity, this week, going to Morgantown to again not dwell on the things that we didn't do well last week, but really to look at the opportunity, as an opportunity of its own this week to try to create some momentum to finish the season the right way, in a positive way, and get to a bowl game and continue to create momentum for the out of season as well.
November 14th, 2002, Eminem's Lose Yourself was the #1 song in the country, and that was the last time OU men's basketball lost their season opener. Would they lose themselves against Sam Houston State? OU was up 2 in the final seconds before Lamar Wilkerson drilled a 3 to ice the game 52-51. Here's what Porter Mosier said on what went wrong.
There were certain games, yes, we could have made a shot. We could have made a shot to win it. And a handful of games. Like even tonight, Tanner's right there. He makes that, we ice it. All right? But that's not what got us beat. What got us beat is our defense the last 4 minutes. They scored 7 of the last 8 possessions.
And the 15th ranked OU women's basketball team set records Monday night at the Lloyd Noble Center. The Sooners set a program records in points and a quarter and assists and a half against Oral Roberts to take home the win 105-94. Coach Jenny Baranchek was thrilled with her team's leadership in the opener.
I would love to challenge anyone in the country to have better senior leaders, to be honest. They care about our freshmen. You don't see a lot of that, and I think from that standpoint, you can see that they're going to get better and better and better.
And then the Motor City, the Thunder lost their 3rd straight game Monday night. Despite Shea Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 33, no other player on the team reached double figures and lost to the Pistons 112-103. OKC will be back in action Wednesday night hosting Giannis and the 9-1 Bucks. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Jimmy. Oklahomans are used to showing up in thousands to support OU softball.
Well, some things don't have to change, especially with the OKC Sparks' new home venue.
Find out where you can watch them play up next.
I'm Marilyn Fitzer at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Happening in Guthrie right now, first responders are looking for multiple people who went missing earlier today. This is after their airboat flipped. The fire department says they have boats and trained divers looking for the people now. Addie, Stone, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ireland. OU is known for its elite softball program, and now Oklahoma City will get a chance to build its own legacy with the OKC Spark.
The new fast-pitch team revealed Hall of Fame Stadium will be their home venue in 2023.
The Sparks start play after the Women's College World Series ends in June with former Sooner star Jocelyn Allo in the lineup.
And we're looking forward to that. Josh Duncan joins us now for a final look at our forecast. Josh?
Well, if you haven't made it out to the polls yet, the weather is going to be great this evening, so no issues getting out. Temperatures in the lower 70s, falling into the upper 60s with mainly cloudy skies. And taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we've got a very warm and windy day on the way for tomorrow, then cooling down for the end of the week. Highs in the 40s and lows in the 20s coming up for Friday and Friday night. Another storm system looks to move in next Monday and Tuesday. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. As we end on this election day, just a reminder that OU Nightly will be live at 7 p.m. with special election coverage and following the election results.
You can find us on OU Nightly's Facebook and on Cox Cable with team coverage at various election parties.
Thanks for tuning in to OU Nightly.
We're live every weekday at 4:30 from Gaylord Hall.
And tonight, starting at 7, we'll have special election coverage like we said.
See you then.